Hello, and welcome to Beast Fables, a weekly show where we follow the lives of tiny animals in a massive forest. I'm Brian, I'll be your narrator for today's adventure. I use he, him pronouns, and I'm the founder of Dungeons on a Dime, a publishing imprint creating entry-level tabletop role-playing games. I am joined today by Ver, Atlanta, and Fraser, who will introduce themselves in that order, starting with Ver.
Hello everybody, my name is Ver. I use they, them pronouns. I am an artist, illustrator, and I should say illustrator and comic artist, that feels better. And in today's game, I will be playing Balthazar of Blueberry Pond, a courageous toad knight.
Ha-ha! I need to warm up my toad voice more.
Ha-ha!
Ha-ha! Huzzah!
How about you,
Fine show! I challenge you to a duel!
Oh my god.
That's the official toad chant.
Uh-huh.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Code Wars.
Toad Wars.
Activated his trap card! We are also joined today by Atlanta, who will also say hello.
Hello, I'm Atlanta. I use she, her pronouns. I am a freelance illustrator, and I will be playing, as per usual, Pipistrel, our little moon messenger, General Disaster. And I love her.
Yeah.
I don't think you're a general yet. I think you need to get promoted to the rank of general, but you know.
Oh, sorry. Like
Lieutenant Disaster for now.
Yeah, Lieutenant Disaster then. Private Disaster.
I don't know if that's a higher or lower. I have no understanding of the
No,
ranks.
I think lieutenant is like the entry level.
Okay.
I can't even remember.
Who knows?
Sort of Disaster. She'll be a
Yes.
General Disaster one day.
She's a private disaster. She's a citizen who's a disaster for now.
Oh my god. Citizen disaster. We love it.
Citizen Disaster.
And next up we have a Fraser.
Hello, I'm Fraser. I use he, him pronouns, and I am also an character artist, illustrator person of sorts. And today I'm playing Lutzen Tenwhiskers, the craft paw rat.
Amazing. We
The
are
best
playing
boy.
today's game on Roll20, which is a virtual tabletop. You can find all of the Adventure on a Dime system character sheets and all the things you need to play Adventures on a Dime right here on Roll20. It's free. You just go to the store, be like, look up Adventures on a Dime, and then shazam, there we are. You can roll dice and see what happens, such as Balthazar rolling a hijinks for cunning.
I was surprised.
You can keep a track of all of the cool gear that your animals, your characters, your adventurers are keeping along, and the jobs they've got. And speaking of jobs, I'd just like to remind people that they have earned a new job, if I remember
Oh,
correctly.
yeah!
Oh,
Yeah,
man.
we should have one.
Oh, beans.
So please add I think it's a third job, because you've got your jobs
Yeah.
and your features. So add a third job to your characters.
Oh, man.
From the stuff you've been
Okay.
training up, and think about a new trait and new flaw you want to be adding as well, so you can start using those skills.
Yeah.
I've also realized here that Balthazar had some burns from a few sessions ago. I'm going to remove those because I feel they've healed by now.
Thank you. Yeah, I forgot about those. I was gonna, because we were in a place where we could have like healed them, and I'm just like, I later looked at them like, oh, we were talking with Hiccup. I was like, I should ask something for these burns that I've had for weeks.
Well, it's been a few days. You were singed as you were running through the wildfire at
the
Willow
same
Moon,
as
and now
me.
there's been enough time that they have soothed, especially because you've soaked in lots of water.
Yes.
All right. So, with a cunning roll of a hijinks, I do believe, Ver, it is your chance to summarize what happened last session.
God, I actually don't really remember our last session very well.
Well, I can do it then if you want.
Please do. I will yield this. Normally I like doing this, but I genuinely have some trouble recalling last session. So if you could please unburden me this week, I would be very grateful. I will do it next week.
We started the session with Lutzen having a very tense nightmare of his experience being eaten by the fish. He woke up from the nightmare but didn't realize that he'd woken up, and so had thrashed and flailed and sort of trashed some of Hiccup's apartment. Hiccup is the stitcher, the medical mole that our friends Pipistrel and Balthazar brought Lutzen to when he was injured from his encounter with the pike. Most of last session, or 2 sessions ago, was getting medicine for Lutzen. Lutzen's now awake, and so you guys wrapped up your business in Aspen Grace and moved on to Bramblefork. So you got some supplies from the road and some new tools from the store cupboards of Aspen Grace, paid for, so to speak, or like given to you by Leo de Grance, who was the heir there, and you started hiking on your way. The heat of the summer is slowly starting to give way to a cooler autumn. You could feel a cool breeze sort of at your backs as you move down towards Bramblefork, but the sun was still really intense overhead. You hiked for about 2 days. You ran out of water because you were going by the river, but the river broke at some point and went underground, which was not marked on the map. And so you had to walk for a day without water, which was incredibly hot and sticky. And you traded with a passing caravan of cats for some water by Lutzen repairing one of their squeaking wheels, and you managed to get water. It is now close to, or it's early morning, and the cats have moved on, and you are maybe half an hour's walk away from Bramblefork.
Oh, wow, we're close.
So Bramblefork is just over here, and you guys are maybe like here. You aren't quite far away, and it's mostly downhill at this point. You see, in the distance, close to kind of like a larger river that curves round and goes into Loch Katrine. You see a small collection of wooden buildings with wooden slats for roofs, and there is a semi-bridge over the river. It seems to be sort of made out of branches. You recognize the sort of design, even at a distance, as one that beavers would make, because it's mostly a large arch constructed out of like driftwood and branches and debris. It's not like a carved from like trees or something like that. And this seems to be the village of Bramblefork that you were coming up on.
Lovely.
So that is where we pick off. I think, Balthazar, you are awake because you were on watch, I believe.
I actually can't remember.
Sorry, me? Were you talking to me? I'm sorry. Someone wrote me something. I apologize.
Yeah, sorry. That's fine. So Balthazar is the one awake because you were on watch last.
Apparently not. Yes. Oh, yes. He waved to one of the younger cats in the other.
Oh yeah.
Hang on. I apologize because like someone literally just wrote me something, and I'm just going to put myself on Do Not Disturb, which I just forgot to do. I apologize. Alright. So
Balthazar is communing with the frog, the toad lords.
Yeah, spirits of
toad telepathy.
Ancestors. Yes. Yeah. Actually, yeah. He's just getting instructions from the log. Mm-hmm. Yes, Overseer, I will kill them tonight.
Oh my god! It shall be done swiftly with much pain.
Execute. Order 66.
Yeah, Balthazar's eyes just like turn visibly like blank, and he just turns around with his. Anyway, sorry. No, he is not communing with the log overseers, the overlogs.
Overlogs.
I imagine if he's up, he's gonna start preparing some nice breakfast for everybody. He's using that toadstool squire training, his mess kit and all, to make a lovely little breakfast for everybody. I don't think he's aware that we're only half an hour away. Like, we could probably travel to Bramblefork and eat, but you have to eat first thing in the morning, so you have a lot of strength to be a brave boy. So that's what he's doing, and he starts playing the guitar.
I just thought I would change it slightly, something a little bit more upbeat. So you're getting the camp together.
Anyway,
what kind of rations are you using for the?
I will use. You know what? We've had like a hard day. He's gonna use those provisions. He has provisions for a long journey. He's gonna use that grain to make this kind of oatmeal. He's gonna add slam jug. Heck, what is my brain
Slug
today?
jam.
Slug jam. He's gonna use slug jam to make it sweet, and he has some slices of dried apple that he'll also put on the side. Like, he's gonna make a lovely little Ghibli meal for borrowers. He's gonna make sure that everybody's in high spirits and feeling nice and good.
Okay, I want you to make a vigor roll for me to see how well you cook breakfast. This seems like a nice routine thing that you're doing.
Yes. Could I tag my as part of my toadstool? I'm so sorry. I don't know what's happening today. Toadstool Squire training. My something between my chivalrous etiquette and taking care of equipment. That training to prepare breakfast for or just meals for other nights. Just to kind of kick in.
I feel like Lavinia at one point would have had like a morning lecture with you at like 5 a.m. when you didn't want to be up, being like, your body is the most reliable tool and you must take care of it.
Yes, yes.
Which is, and you would have had all the, like a whole day of cooking.
Yes.
Which turned out to be one of your favorite memories of Lavinia, but like in the morning you're like, yes, you can tag, so you have advantage.
Thank you.
I feel that in my soul.
Yeah, that is a very
Okay,
soulful
I'll take
noise.
that 7, please.
A success. You do as well as you can, and you do very well. I believe that toads would be good cooks because they live in logs, and so they have lots of time to cook. They don't have to make new shelters every night.
Toads are also very much like they love to feast. They like to. They have a zest for life. So they like to eat. They like to sing. They also love art. They very much enjoy those aspects of life. So I think that cooking is an important thing for them as well.
So I'd
A
say
good meal is
actually,
very hot about it.
with the daylight, you're able to. You do like some exercises in the morning as you normally would to kind of get yourself limber. And on your kind of wander around, you actually find some rather limp-looking fennel. To like add for some extra flavor into the oats. And while it is a little dehydrated and sad, it definitely does a trick, and it kind of makes things just a little bit nicer. So if everyone, if you weren't healed up to the base size of your die, make sure you are healed up to that base size now.
I think I should be.
Yeah, I think I'm
all
all
good.
G now.
Yeah, I'm all good.
Lovely.
Balthazar, do you use up a bag, like a full bag of oats to do this? Or do you try to ration it?
I think Balthazar, he doesn't know how far away we are from Bramblefork. I think he will ration it. Because he is, I think, with that training, he is also conscious enough of, like, you know, when they were moving during the Boer Wars, they would ration their food. They're not in a place to splurge on their resources just yet. So I do think he's rather reasonable about it, which is, I think, why he would add these extra things to make this rationed food that much nicer.
Yeah. So, this is really nice. Like, the guitar came in and was like, whang, the thought is gone.
That's Lutzon's.
That's Lutzon, like, playing on his whiskers.
Yeah.
Canon that Ludson's whiskers sound like a fucking banjo.
Absolutely.
I'm going to change the music again to something similarly interesting but a little less intense. DJing is fun, but I can't remember what's on some of these playlists.
Let us rock out this morning.
Can you guys hear this?
No.
No. Okay,
Nothing playing.
let's get
currently.
ready,
Oh no,
everyone,
I got music.
for reloading of the page.
Oh.
I don't know why I got music. I don't know why Fraser didn't, but
Sometimes,
Yeah, I don't seem to have any either for some reason.
if it doesn't work,
Yeah.
just turn it off and turn it on again. This is the
Yeah.
way that the world is.
Tried and tested.
There we go. Okay. So, everyone awakes. You are feeling refreshed. You stretch, look down the road, and you see the small collection of maybe 20, 30 wooden structures. Like far enough away that like you can't necessarily pick out any more details than that.
Okay.
Okay.
The sun is tickling the sky. It is like a mixture of pinks and blues, purples, reds, oranges in the east, and sort of like that cool morning blue to the west.
Lovely.
is it less hot this morning?
Yes.
It is surprisingly fresh for how intense the summer has been. You do see that there are some smatterings of cloud, thin wispy ones, if you know what I mean, quite high in the sky as well. It feels like it's going to be another hot day, but also it's quite cold this morning. You definitely feel like the pressure has dropped a little bit, if that makes sense.
Yeah, like the air is kind of not thin, but when the sun comes out, it's going to be just coming right through.
Yeah.
It's going to be one of those sort of that first chill of autumn where you just kind of you just feel it like very early in the morning, and then it kind of disappears, and you're like, oh no, autumn's not coming, and then you're like,
I love that.
it's not... oh, me too. It's like
It's like just, I love it.
delicious.
Lovely.
Balthazar will excitedly point at this little cluster of buildings and the dam, and kind of rejoice at the notion of more fresh water again. And say, I didn't know that we were so close. Let's hasten our pace, and maybe I'll have a chance to take a dip before we walk through the town.
Pip like smiles a little bit. She's a bit groggy this morning because like, you know, she's living a diurnal life, but she is still a nocturnal creature. But she's like she's happy that the Balthazar is like excitedly looking at water and for another dip.
Unlike Pip and Lutzen, he has not had any water-related trauma, so he still likes it.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, I think Lutzen's just a little bit like, he just kind of cracks like a little smile. But you can kind of see like he still looks a little bit perturbed by the idea of large body of water.
So you hike down to Bramblefork?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Okay.
Onward.
Balthazar will remind people that we got a letter for somebody in town from a person called Sheila, and we got a letter for Carol, a mole who does a lot of digging and is brown with a red bandana. That's all we got, but I do believe that we should do our due diligence and deliver this very important message.
Absolutely. Keep
Quite
our
a-
eyes peeled.
Quite agree.
Very good.
So you're looking for Carrod. So you, well, not looking, but like you are looking out for. So you walk down the road towards Bramblefork, and after seeing the buildings, maybe 10-15 minutes as you walk down, the smell is the first thing that catches with you. It's the smell of kind of boggy mud and kind of semi-rotting vegetation that you get when a river is dredged, if that makes sense.
Oh.
What is
What?
dredged?
Yeah, what?
Like when all the
I don't
water
know.
is taken out of a river and you get all of the vegetation on the bottom and it starts to smell. Sort of like when you're at a docks and it smells of that sort of like rotting seaweed, or you're near a
Got you.
pond or something, and the heat
Gotcha.
has like baked it down. It's a bit of a ripe smell that is a
Yeah.
little oof.
It's a very
nasty
intense smell.
stew.
I feel like toads might like it.
Yeah, I feel like
Because they-
Balthazar's like ready to fucking dive in and run, like roll about in it, like a
yeah,
dog in
yeah,
mud.
yeah. They probably do like intentional kind of dredges for some of their like really obscure cooking ingredients.
Mhm.
So
You make a sort of fermented, like some of the fermented vegetation on the bottom of the lake, or like on the banks of the lake that get revealed when there's really hot summers, are
Yeah.
like delicacies for toads.
yeah, it's like sauerkraut.
Yeah.
Ew.
So this is actually a really like
Yeah.
My face right now.
for Lutzard and Pipistrel, this is not necessarily the nicest smell. It's not awful, but
No.
for you, Balthazar, it smells just like home.
Oh yeah, he takes a big old whiff, and it just goes, it smells just like our cuisine. Maybe there's toads around.
Oh god.
Well, actually, just looking at the map, there we're actually like kind of close to Blueberry Pond. Really,
Mm-hmm.
like
Actually,
the same distance from like where we are now to Aspen Grace is kind of the
oh
same.
my
again.
god,
Blueberry
yeah.
Pond.
I mean,
It's just on
only
the other side of
Blueberry-
the lake. Or
Yeah,
well,
yeah.
even. Interesting.
So, coming into Bramblefork, you see that a lot of the building. Well, the first thing that you see is that the river does resurface from whatever underground cavern it comes from. It seems to connect out of a kind of like a pile of rocks and flows open and wide over like a bank and then into the channel that the river originally flowed along, if that makes sense. So it sort of
okay, yeah.
comes and connects as you come into Bramblefork. And there are several beaver river huts that are kind of half built under the water and into the water. Further up, kind of this way towards Aspen Grace, if that makes sense, like in this direction, they're kind of exposed because the river hasn't quite connected back to it.
Right.
So you can actually see like the underwater entrances are open, as well as sort of like bankside entrances. But as you get closer into Bramblefork, like some of them are half submerged, some of them are like fully submerged. The river is now like resumed its regular size, and it feels like a lot of the water it seeps up, which is where you're getting that sort of weird baking smell, that weird like wet mud, rotting vegetation, because it doesn't dry fully. The water kind of soaks back up through the mud from where the river reemerges. I want Pipistrel, because you are nosy, I want you to make a cunning roll for me.
Ooh, I love it when I have to do this. Oh, where's my character sheet gone? There she is. Nosy girl. I can't suppose it's not a me roll, so. Ooh, a success. Oops.
You have travelled over a wide area of the Bristley Woods. I say you've travelled over most of this map. Not necessarily north to like the Stone Fangs or Blueberry Pond, but the southern area, like these parts of the Bristley Woods, all of these different outposts. You've been to Fort Ard and Parsley Nook and these other places once or twice to drop messages. And Bramblefork looks run down in comparison to a lot of the other places that you've been. You also notice that you've seen beaver, like you were in Brambledam for a week, and you've seen beaver huts. The ones where the underwater entrances are exposed, you can see look like they're shut. Like you can see clearly in the architecture the entrance is there, but it seems like they've been blocked up.
Blocked up with what? Like mud or twigs or like
mud and
boarded
twigs.
up?
Like
Okay.
it's the equivalent of like a beaver boarding up.
Oh, so like, are there actually any beavers around, or is it just kind of mostly
Yeah, they're like moving
partial?
out.
Like, is it kind of partially abandoned now?
As you start to walk into the village proper, you see that there are a few beasts about. the buildings here tend to be large and for containing. You see like a couple warehouses, or like the mouse-sized warehouses, mouse and small rodent-sized warehouses. So not massive buildings, and a few like home-like structures. You see, you pass a space where the grass is, where it's already quite dry, where some of the grass is quite flattened and yellowed, where it seems that cat caravan was staying for some extended period of time.
Oh, okay.
But Bramblefork kind of looks a bit run down.
Is there... No, I suppose it probably might not be something I would actually like really notice, but like, is there any indication that, like, maybe this place, like why this place has been kind of is sort of in a slightly abandoned state or like ruinous state? Is like, you know, what is like, were they victims of the Boer War? Like, have they been ransacked? Has it been flooded?
This would be if you want to try and remember some rumors you might have heard, I want you to make a cunning roll for me.
Okay.
That feels like this is the thing you're doing.
Yeah, I feel like if in Pipistrel's mind, she is looking around and she remembers like Brambledam and versus Bramblefork, and she's like, this doesn't seem right at all, because like where are the beavers? Why is it all boarded up, etc. I don't think I can tag anything.
Let's see what she says.
I mean, could I tag my inquisitive from my messenger, because like it's kind of the thing that she does. She just observes. She just kind of absorbs information and just kind of retains it, and then like even if it doesn't actually end up being useful, she just kind of she's just small and
okay. I think this might change some of the information that I give you, but yeah, roll with advantage.
Oh, thank you. Hooray! I'm glad I had an advantage.
You got a 2 and a 5.
A 5.
So you don't necessarily remember rumors about Bramblefork, but you're keeping a really keen eye out as you walk through that part of... Well, if you start to you walk into the center, so to speak, you walk up to the bridge and cross over it. The bridge is an arch that goes over the river but doesn't dam it, made very much in beaver-style architecture. You see that weeds and grasses have started to sprout and grow around a lot of the doorways of buildings that you think should have proper use. You see that there's like the warehouses, it's clear that they haven't been opened in a while. The hinges, rusty. Yeah. You notice that. And you see that there are a few houses where like they don't have doors on them. And the windows, the shutters have been like tied shut. You even peek in, you stray away for a short moment from Balthazar and Lutzen, and you peek into one of the houses, and it's empty apart from a table and a chair. Like, it's...
Is it really...
Like, it's been... People have moved out.
This is so weird.
Yeah.
Like, it's the... Like, because, I mean, way back at the very beginning of Beast Fables, like, when Balthazar and I first walked into Mushroot, like... You could tell that was a town that had been destroyed by boars because, like, well, one, there was a dead boar nearby, but also like, you know, but,
like shattered and broken and
yeah, like everything was destroyed. Like everything was completely wrecked, and like there was that terrifying owl who was kind of no longer like checked or looked after. But like seeing towns just abandoned, but not when you know the boars haven't been through here or they haven't been ransacked. It's like, this is really weird. I think Pip, like, that's what she's thinking. Like, she's kind of looking in these windows and noticing all the rusty hinges on the doors and the plants growing, and she's like, this is bizarre, because like and maybe this is just sort of me sort of putting my own spin on Beast Fable lore, but beasts don't tend to abandon settlements unless like they have a very good reason to, because it's hard to build settlements, and you know,
especially as small beasts.
As a small beast, you know, because you know you have to take into consideration things like the weather, like the weather, and like, is it going to flood? Are the boars going to come through here? Like, you have to think about all that stuff. So just to abandon an entire settlement this close to Loch Katrine as well, particularly if it was run by beavers, just seems really weird to her.
It doesn't bode well.
Yeah, I think Pip would sort of come back and say that to Ludson and Balthazar, like, none of this. Is this not very odd to you both? This feels awfully abandoned.
Is the land maybe given up on them, perhaps?
Yeah, I think
maybe they
she's
feel
like.
Maybe
Pip's
like
sort
the
of
kind
running
of
her.
rivers kind of.
Yeah.
Not
Well, if the river,
draining
like,
them
suppose
away,
if the,
but been
the
dried
river's
out and been a bit weird.
yeah, if the river's completely dredged, I suppose, like. Yeah, I think Pip would say that. It's like if the river is completely dry, and this was a town for beavers, like looking at sort of gesturing toward like the beaver architecture and stuff, she'd say, well, maybe they just left. Maybe there's nothing for them here anymore.
That's awful sad.
Well,
Very.
I know very well that the cooperation of beavers in areas like these is very important. Why, us at Blueberry Pond rely on a settlement of beavers further up, closer to Loch Katrine, to make sure that no fish can get, or no larger fish like pike can get into our little pond, and making sure that they maintain it so we don't get flooded. So if the beavers have given up on this place, I don't imagine that many other beasts would have a chance to really live here peacefully.
The dam keepers.
That's a
Very
instead of a
important
gatekeeper.
role.
new guild. Dam keepers.
The dam keepers.
I'm gonna write that down.
Yes, I've left my mark. I can leave now. Bye, guys.
I can't believe Lotson just died. That's what?
The mention of a pike is like a wee heart attack and just kills him.
Oh no!
That hiccup is a very poor doctor.
We want our money back. You don't have money.
We want her brain back.
Hiccup just reaches into Lutz and like gets out the pills. Like, here you go, have the herbs back. Just
Oh god.
bringing him out.
Do you think
Amazing.
perhaps the river drying up before or moving underground has maybe affected them at all?
It certainly.
Maybe the terrain is.
It certainly seems possible.
Changed.
What are beavers to do without water? I mean,
Well, if it's moved underground, have they moved underground?
Beavers are awfully big, though. The beaver who looked after me in Brambledam, she was much larger than I was. And even bats don't go underground very often. I think the only creatures
You
or the only
look
beasts I can think
around.
of.
You scan, because the land here is kind of on a gentle slope towards the loch. You kind of scan around and you think, I don't think they went underground. You don't see any tunnels or like covered entrances or any kind of space large enough for like a cart to go underground.
Are there any if the river is dry, are there any footprints or scrapings or anything from potentially beavers moving carts of heavy furniture or walking away? Is there anything like that around?
I am gonna expand the canvas again so that I can draw some little things.
Yeah.
While you do, I have a very quick question. So there's no soul here, not a single soul. We're the only people here.
Well, if you want to look around for someone, you can. What have I just
I think
said?
we probably
Yeah,
should
I
because
made
we
it
have those letters to deliver.
Or just the one, but
Yeah. Well. Oh yeah. Sorry. We have I've forgotten the name of the.
Carrod.
Carrod.
Yeah.
Who's a hedgehog?
No,
Was
a
a
mole.
Mole. Sorry. Why do I keep getting confused between moles and hedgehogs? I do the same thing with hedgehogs.
They're
Um,
round
One is spiky,
friends.
one is not.
They are round friends, but yes, one is spiky, one is not spiky. Oh god, look at all this! Look at all this new canvas for more
All this
monstrosities.
potential.
I can't
For terror.
wait.
So if this is a general map of the area from a bird's eye perspective, if you have buildings on either side of the bank here, and there is a path you have followed, this way is to Aspen Grace. This way
Please,
up,
right? No.
up this river is towards Brambledam. This
Oh, yeah,
way
okay.
is to Loch Katrine and Lalastock. There's a bridge here, and the river sort of reaches about here-ish, because it obviously is flowing from Brambledam as well.
Mm-hmm.
Like, this is all full of water.
Yeah.
But, like, it starts to get dry and boggy and muddy the further you get towards Aspen Grace.
Oh, really? So, like...
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
And I'd say, like, there's some kind of, like, exposed, washed stones here that used to be, like, soil and silt, but now has washed partially down into the new river here.
Mm-hmm. So is the river... So, like, and, you know, correct me if I'm wrong, is the water... Because sort of Loch Katrine is up here somewhere, if we're going towards the dock, like, is the water is flowing, like, this way?
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, that's really weird then. Like, if it's all dry up here, like...
Well, because it's kind of passing in like here, right?
Like, this is what I'm saying. It's not dry. It's just muddy because the water doesn't necessarily flow in that direction. So it's sort of filling, but it's kind of like, and because it's on a slope.
Oh, I see. Okay. Oh, weird.
Well, I think Balthazar would say, well, we were following the river here, and it seems that it went somewhere when it went underground. So, because there's not nearly as much river coming out of this part now as there was flowing down when, I mean, you were able to fish and do all of these things downriver. Maybe there's something in that underground portion that is taking away all the water, like a giant cavern opened up and it's all seeping in there.
That's a very scary thought. A huge cavern under the rivers, or underneath the ground.
And not even beavers could do anything about that. I imagine it would probably require an expedition of small creatures to uncover what that is. And oh my gosh, I think I'm having a thought. Headache with pictures.
Oh God.
He's like, but it seems that if there was some manner of mass exodus, these matters are not taken very lightly. So I imagine it must have been an issue for a while now, at least long enough for Beast to lose hope and decide to leave. And this might be very much stretching it, but Lutzen, do you imagine that a contraption such as your Iron Beetle could help out in a situation like this?
Ooh.
Travel underground, dredge up whatever might be happening in this mysterious cavern.
I think that's all kind of like sit and you'll see him kind of drift off into a kind of thinking space.
His mind palace.
His mind palace, and we'll consult the game master.
Desperation can push Beast to do dishonorable things, but the necessity of survival sometimes is stronger than honor.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Brian, what do you think? Do you think that would I be able to roll to see if I could figure out?
Yeah, I'm going to say make a cunning roll. Or well, just choose a stat and then describe it to sell it to me.
Okay. Thinking. I feel like cunning probably is the best one, but I would prefer to do willpower because obviously it's higher. But I don't know if I can convince you to let me use it. So I'm gonna go with cunning.
Is
unless it was like the want to help improve, like the
what did you say was higher? Which one did you want to use?
Willpower.
Then describe willpower to me. Like make it an emotional argument because Lutzen can be emotional. Can be. I mean, think about this. Like
yeah, I think it'd be his want to like to see this place in ruin and see that something has happened. Like the whole reason he is a craftball is to try and improve things and to make things better and to fix problems.
Do you want to try and tag something?
Fuck. Can I tag from my new job?
Ooh.
Unconventional tools?
Yeah. Okay.
Roll
with advantage.
Unconventional tool for making the world a better place.
What was that? Sorry. Roll with advantage.
Yeah.
Yee.
Oh, sugar.
Oh,
Success.
nice.
Success.
You do better than expected. The narrative describes how things go in your favor. So, you are thinking about the beetle, its construction, and it's always been a kind of a mystery because you made it, or you have made the original skeleton of it one long night. You might have not slept for maybe 3 days. You were a little bit twitchy, and you can't remember the specifics. But in a kind of a flash of inspiration, you can definitely see how it could be deconstructed or changed to maybe move other things. You always focused on moving the beetle around, but what if the beetle moved other things? What if it dragged, or what if it pumped? You're not. And you think of all of the potential that the beetle could have, and that. Oh wait, if it's really useful, maybe other people would have wanted it. I wasn't necessarily subtle when I told people about it either. You get the feeling that maybe a lot of different beasts could want this beetle for a lot of different reasons. Now, Balthazar, I think you mentioned that you wanted to look for beaver tracks.
No, that was
me.
Pipistrel. Balthazar
Pipistrel,
would
sorry.
be interested to see if there's anyone around, though. Like, he would, be like, "Hello, carriage! Hello, we have a letter from Sheila!"
Okay, so we'll go with Pipistrel first. So, Pipistrel, could you roll... could you tell me how you're looking for tracks?
I think she would probably start by like having a little sort of general glide around the around the riverbanks, scanning for overturned twigs and branches and leaves, etc., scrapes in the ground. She's probably she'll be using her kind of her skills as a bat, basically, sort of nimble, sort of hovering over things that look interesting, having a little look, carrying on, etc., etc.
Okay, cunning roll for me with advantage.
Thank you. Double success.
Double success. You do as well as you can. You spot, the river is generally a bit of a mess. Like, you see what could be the grooves of some carts, but they overlap each other. They are quite messy. You get the idea that carts did leave onto the bank that would go to Brambledam. But also you see what look like large scrapes, like sledges, but they disappear into the river. You definitely get the impression that people have left the beaver lodges, and they have either gone into the river or they have gone into carts. You also see, with 2 successes, what initially you think just looks like spots where reeds have been plucked out of the mud. But you see, now that you see them in context from above, tracks for the beetle walking on its legs.
Oh, going in which direction?
They cross the river and head on onto the bank. At that point, the ground is too dry to really leave an impression.
Oh, I think if she sees beetle tracks,
Now.
she almost like. Oh,
I was going to
Sorry.
say, well, go ahead, say what you're going to say.
I was gonna say if she sees like beetle tracks, she's almost gonna like tumble over in the air in like shock, and is gonna be like, "That's in."
So you go down to find.
Dive in the air and like, oh my god, You're gonna start,
She's gonna fall!
Like, running forward to like arms out trying to like catch her.
Oh,
Like, she's gonna crash land. Balthazar.
As you fly towards Lutzen to talk about the tracks, Balthazar, you start to wander the streets a little here, and you're yelling out like, Carrod, we have a letter from Sheila. And you you do notice in one of the taller buildings a dormouse sort of looking from the shade of a window at you as you walk past.
no.
And further up the street, a mole pokes their head out of a doorway, kind of seemingly wiping their hands on a rag, and then sort of squints up the street. And the mole kind of half calls out like, "Oh yeah, what do you want? Who's looking for Carrod?"
Me!
Who's me?
I am Balthazar of Blueberry Pond. I have a letter from Carrot. It's from Sheila. Carrot is a brown mole with the red bandana.
And the mole steps out in sort of like a cloth apron that's tied around the waist. Has a red bandana on. They have several gold nose rings. Very, very fine. That go one like a septum piercing, and the other is through the skin up the snout.
Like a bridge piercing?
Yeah, like a bridge piercing, but sort of like several of them in a ladder up their snout.
Oh my god, that's cool.
That's awesome.
And you notice they also have they put something down before they come out of the building and sort of go up the street a little bit, rather cautiously, and says, "So you're looking for Carrod? See, you got a letter through Sheila."
Yes! You heard me very correctly.
Give it here, then I'll make sure Carol gets it.
What, we're supposed to give it to Carrot say, are you Carrot? You are a mole with a red bandana.
The mole kind of squints at you. Are you holding the letter?
Yes.
Make a... I'm gonna say cunning check. You're making an opposed cunning check. He's gonna try and snatch it out of your hand. Just sort of like lean in and then just grab it.
I'm not gonna tag anything for this.
Oh.
Shit, try and get that letter from me! Boom!
Oh! You got a critical success! And this mole got a 3. The mole leans forward, and the sense of duty fills you, and you immediately tuck the letter into your breastplate.
See, I imagine what an owl say with that critical success. Balthazar does like an Aikido, like gently move this mole's arm out of the way, and like in one swift motion, kind of go around him, and then tuck the in a continuing swift motion, tuck the letter into his breastplate, and say, I can't just give this letter willy-nilly to anyone who claims they know Carrot. What would Sheila say?
I thought Shilly would say a great deal of shite. And
Very
the
rude.
mole turns around and says, come on in, and sort of goes back into his cabin and expects you to follow.
Balthazar is just like looks around. Do I see Lutzen or Pipistrel?
I'd say at this point, Pipistrel is still flying in the air and Lutzen is still examining the surroundings.
I guess Balthazar just kind of like looks over at them and just says, I'm going with this mole now! And he's gonna enter into the house.
Oh god.
As you go into the house, Pipistrel goes, "Ooh, I wonder what this is," and kind of flitters down to look at some reeds.
Oh god. Pip!
So you go into, I mean, you hear obviously, but like we've gone back like 10 minutes in time, so to speak. You go into the hut, and the mole turns and says, slightly quieter, "Oh yeah, well I am Carol, but no need to go yelling it around like that."
Why didn't
When
you
did you
just
meet
say
Sheila?
so?
The mole doesn't
was-
answer the question, and
Yeah. Oh,
instead
yeah.
replies, "When did you meet Sheila? How'd you meet Sheila?"
Is Sheila a hedgehog? Because I'm not sure if this is just a letter that the hedgehog gave us. I don't know if the hedgehog was Sheila. But we were given this letter from a hedgehog. No, sorry, it was a mole. From a mole that was carrying a variety of very interesting items, and my friend Lutzen bought a music box from them, and I wish that we kept it because I really liked it, but Lutzen traded it, gave it as a gift to another mole that we met. So that's the story, all of it.
I want you to make a cunning roll for me as you're telling the story.
What am I trying to...
Or willpower. I'll explain afterwards.
Well, I don't know...
Just
I would always prefer willpower, because like if I could, for
I'd make a
example,
willpower
tag
roll,
disarming honesty if it's like about like whether I come across as like, oh shit, that sounds true and I trust this toad. I don't know if I can tag anything.
I'd say don't tag anything, just roll willpower for me, because I was thinking about it.
Yeah.
So you read from the body language. The mole gets more and more shocked as you first describe what Sheila the mole looked like, and then described what Sheila had in that bag of theirs. And then Karod sits down on a stool looking like their expression, their little beady eyes widen, and then they scowl and mumble under their breath pretty angrily. And then their head snaps up and says, "Yeah, I'm Kara, and that's Sheila. Can I have that letter then?"
Alright. Here. He takes out of his breastplate and gives it to Karis, and as he does, he's like, sorry, I'm distracted by the typing in the. He says, "Oh, you seem to go on an entire adventure of emotions as I was recalling that. Is this a sore subject?"
The mole snatches the letter, now that you proffer it out of your hands, tears the seal open and starts to read it. And of course, he reads it by stuffing it against his snout, sort of like scanning left to right. So his nose kind of like tracks on the paper a little bit as he reads. He seems to get angrier and angrier the more he reads it. And then he scrunches it up and throws it on the ground. And he gets up, and kicks his stool over, and he paces for a little bit. He seems almost too angry to speak to you.
Balthazar is going to settle into as his new job that I, for now, just called aspirant. He not only is a mediator, but also a do-gooder as his trait. So I think he kind of sits down, lets this mole feel the emotions he's feeling, and says, "Well, it seems that inadvertently I was a bearer of bad news. Are you all right, my friend?"
The mole... You give the mole a moment, and the mole sort of calms. Their shoulders are still heaving with the kind of the angry breath, and say, "Yeah, I'm fine. It's just that my partner's just run off with everything. My cut and the boy's cut as well."
Oh.
How do you know Sheila?
Well, I just told you we were on our way out of Aspen, Greece, when we met Sheila. Well, if Sheila was indeed this mole, we met Sheila right outside of Aspen. Wait, was it Aspen? No, it was Willowmoot.
It was Willowmoot. It was
Willowmoot,
ages ago.
yeah.
Yeah, it was Willowmoot.
Sorry. So he would have said we met this mole on our way out of Willowmoot a good few weeks ago now. Oh, actually, might not be. No, it could have been weeks.
Yeah, that
was like a week
I don't
ago.
have a. Okay, a week ago. Okay, I don't have a very good gauge on the time because of the sessions we've had. So it wouldn't be. It would probably be around a week ago that we saw this individual. You're speaking of a cut, and a boy's cut. It's a matter of child is involved.
No.
Oh.
The mole... I want you to make a willpower roll, and I'm going to give you advantage because you have disarming honesty to, like, convey the tale.
Hey!
Convocation, you barely managed to pull it off, but not without consequence. The mole looks at you, and he sort of just goes, "It's clear you don't know anything. Go on. You delivered your message, you can go."
Oh.
But my good man, it seems that you are in a very difficult situation right now, and as a
you're
knight...
kind of speaking, he's just sort of like roars at you, "Get out!"
Ooh.
I think Balthazar doesn't appreciate this treatment. He said, you say, "Do you not know the proverb to not shoot the messenger?"
Oh.
I am sorry that I was a bearer of bad news, but that does not warrant such treatment. It seems this entire town is mired in some manner of trouble, and it seems that trouble has not spared you or yours. Now, we are here trying to write... Oh, sorry. Yeah.
Oh.
As you're speaking, he grabs a clay cup off of like the table the stool's next to, and he throws it not at you, but at the wall near you, and it smashes. So it's clear that it wasn't aimed for you, and it's not like a mole aiming badly. But he smashes a cup and glares at you.
Balthazar doesn't fucking flinch. But stops speaking, and says, just kind of looks sternly at this mole, and just says, "I'm sorry for your misfortune, and I hope you find better fortune in the future. Good day." And he turns around and leaves.
Ooh.
The cabin had like a back door, and as you leave, you hear like the back door kick open, and the mole trudging away,
Oh dear.
grumbling under their breath, as you leave from the front of the cabin. You walk out into the bright, warm sunshine, because it's maybe like now, like maybe 9 in the morning, and you feel a lot of tension in your shoulders and your stomach that you only ever feel after like a really harsh confrontation.
Yeah.
Oh.
His mediating did not go well. I think, he's kind of like a little pent up, just because he didn't expect so much hostility. But he's also just starting to, I think, very quickly cool off, because this town isn't well, and like that kind of creates this. It's almost like the town is ill, therefore the people in it are ill. As they're not well, they're struggling.
Yeah.
And I think he very quickly he realizes that he let his emotions or that kind of almost like forced "I will care about you." It was just like inappropriate. So he kind of very quickly cools off and like shakes his head a little bit, as in just like to the way that like a dog would to just like just it doesn't shake his head in the way that a human would, like as a "oh dear, that was so bad," but just like a kind of trying to center himself again. You
sort of bob and rock on your heels, and then sort of take a deep breath and let it shrug off. While that's happening, Lutzen and Pipistrel, you fly and descend onto the ground, and you land in front of a Lutzen who looks terrified that you will go to crash.
She lands, and I'd like to point out, like, she kind of, because she's like, she tumbled over in the air in her like panic/excitement. She lands badly. She like lands on her hind legs, but she kind of overbalances and falls forward.
Like, she's just like kind of like
belly
landing
flop
run thing
onto the ground.
Yeah, she just goes like plap into the mud.
Oh, I love that. This is like a like a full on like wet slap.
Yeah, she gets a face full of mud, but she's like, Lutzen, the beetle, and she like.
Lutzen will whip around. You're like, where?
And she's like, not the actual beetle. The tracks, the beetle. It's been through here. She's like really excited. She can't really get her words out properly. Like, the beetle has been through. Let me show you. And she kind of like grabs him by the paw and like, it's like obviously she can't fly with Lutzen, but she's gonna like drag him over to the to the beetle tracks to show him.
Imagine they're both kind of doing that little like run hoppy thing.
Yes.
She's like running, she's running and flapping her wings enough that like Lutzen to like hop to kind of keep up every so often.
Yeah,
like a muddy dog, as you like hop and flap your wings, like bits of mud just scatter onto the ground.
Yeah,
And onto
like,
Ludson.
because she's so much, because she's smaller than Ludson. Like I imagine that like Ludson is having to like stoop a little bit to like actually hold on to her hand.
Yeah, it's like following like a toddler, like running to show you like I'm not fine.
So there's just this incredibly ridiculous image I have in my head of like Ludson like stumbling over and getting mud in his face.
Yeah,
and
probably almost
whiskers.
tripping over Pip.
Yeah, and like Pip is like half running, half bouncing as a bat, and like jumping in the air and getting a little bit of height and stuff, like just dragging him along the bank of the river to these prints. Yeah, like she is determined to see what Ludson wants to do, because if the beetle left tracks, she wants to examine them closer to see like how old they are and how like recently the beetle came through here.
Yeah. So, describe what it looks like to examine these tracks.
I think from Pipistrel's
What you're doing
perspective,
to
when
do
she,
that.
yeah, when she gets here, she'll gesture to them. She's not gonna like touch them directly, but she's gonna like examine the earth and the mud around it. Like she is probably going to like smell it and then like listen. Like if it's close, maybe she'll hear it. Maybe she'll see the smoke or something. Like she's using like because of the new job that I have just titled for the time being anyway, because I don't know what a good name for it should be. It's becoming sort of roguelike. You know, she wants to like, because she's observant and because she's a messenger and she has that kind of bird's eye view. She's using these kind of observational skills and sort of, you know,
maybe like a scout.
I was thinking like scout or tracker or something.
Oh, scout is good. I like that. I'm gonna use scout if that's okay. Yeah. So like she's like looking at the tracks, looking at the direction, that kind of thing. But she also wants to see what Ludson makes of seeing the beetle tracks after like 2 weeks potentially since the beetle went missing, since Chipper stole it.
So that sounds like a cunning roll to me.
Yes. I don't think I can tell you anything, so it's going to be a straight roll. Hooray!
So you are examining the tracks now closer, and you notice the mud is like a wilting in on where the beetle's like I say feet, claws. You know what I mean, like the pincers it moves on.
Yeah,
peeps. Peeps. Little stabs. Well, anyway, the mud has curled and slopped in a little bit, so it's maybe a few days old. The beetle definitely moved through here, over the river, and you only see a single set of tracks. One of the legs is missing, because I think you broke it off in the fight.
Yes,
you did.
And another leg is dragging. It leaves a scrape.
So it's actually like damaged.
There's only one set of tracks?
But there's only one set of tracks. It doesn't stay.
Oh, yeah.
It doesn't move around Brambledam. It seems to move on, and it seems to move towards Lallis Dock, north towards the lock.
How, it had like 6 legs, right? Like beetles have 6 legs?
Yeah, they do.
Okay, that's fine. Because how's it walking with 2? But that makes sense.
But it has one missing leg.
One missing, one broken.
One broken.
So it has 4 functional ones, but in varying combos.
Are there any other like beast tracks or other sort of potentially distinctive markings around the beetle? Like, is there anyone who's like walking with it or next to it or like something like that? Or are they all like,
I think
or
at
will
this
be in
point,
it?
it's time to decide on a scene for this session. You have got 3 fortunes to choose from. The first one is slipping by. The second one, irreparable. And the third, undone.
Ooh. Okay.
I'm going to write them down for you.
Immediately, I feel like I'm drawn to slipping by.
Yeah, it's slipping by.
Because I don't know what direction it could be. It could be good, it could be bad.
Yeah, it could be us. It could be us slipping by. It could be them slipping by. It could could be the beavers are leaving to go to Brambledam.
No.
No.
The
I will
beaver
not curse.
baby,
No,
baby,
no,
babies. Ooh.
I will not curse this
Beetle,
podcast.
beetle.
Oh.
Oh, what have I done?
I like slipping by.
Mm.
Bit mysterious.
I fear for undone
Yeah.
I fear for irreparable.
and
So,
irreparable. I
yeah.
feel the other ones are too fear instilling
Like-
for.
Irreparable makes my blood go cold a little bit. I'm not gonna lie.
Mhm.
Undone. Oh, I don't know, because undone. To me, undone can also be like
Yeah, repairing almost.
but like also like
fixing.
we foil something perhaps. Like maybe we find just something
true.
that leads to the downfall of that evil chipper.
That bastard.
That bastard squirrel.
Vermin.
Exactly, vermin. But I also completely agree with you guys about slipping by. So
Okay, so
I'm
we
fine.
have
Honestly, I'm fine with either. Slipping by or undone. So it sounds like Fraser could be the tiebreaker here.
yeah, what do you think, Fraser?
Now that you've made a very good argument for undone, because it could be like foiling the plans or undoing what's happened, or let's go with undone. Let's go with undone. I'm intrigued. I'm
Alrighty.
intrigued.
Okay.
Hell yeah, exciting.
Right. Locked in. Interesting. Okay, so I want you to make a. What were you trying to do? Before I interrupted to pick the scene.
Pipistrel or
Yes.
Lutzen?
Either or.
Actually, well, I mean, I just went on a long spiel. So, Lutzen, what are you up to?
I think Lutson's just kind of standing there, not really. I think he's in a bit of like shock that the beetles made it this far.
Oh yeah, good point.
Yeah, I don't think he saw it like. Like he knew obviously he kind of destroyed it and it kind of got away, but I think he's just kind of following along Pipistrel, like investigating really. Just like taking in and like just asking like what do you see, or like what do you think, where do you think it's gone? Just kind of just chatting with Pip about the results of kind of what she's found almost.
Yeah, I think she'll be relaying kind of the information to him, but I think she's also kind of
Because I imagine she's quite excitedly like, oh, and it looks as if there's just there's one set of tracks and it's got like one broken leg. Like she's pointing it all out and just verbalizing all of it as she finds it.
Oh, 100%. And like she's doing all this, and she's also like she's keeping an eye on Ludson and just kind of seeing how he is reacting, and like his almost like lack of reaction in a way. She's like, like she thought that he would be maybe not excited, but like intrigued, like, oh my god, the beetle, we found it after so long. So she's like she's a little worried about how Ludson is kind of just like absorbing but not emoting yet, I guess.
Okay. I want you to make a cunning roll for me at disadvantage, Pipistrel. You are looking around for tracks and furthering that, but you're distracted by kind of looking at Lutzen as well and sort of trying to get a read and assess.
Yeah.
This is the last check you're going to make to get tracks or to kind of get more information on that.
Oh gosh. Good vibes, please.
Remember that you have your auto pass, I think, right?
Oh, I think I do actually.
Oh shit.
Oh, I do.
Because I looked up and I realized I could have used my question for a Carod and I didn't.
Actually, yes, I have an auto self success right now. Can I use that for this roll, please?
You can indeed. I will cross it out for you. You have used your boon.
Boon.
You automatically get a 4, which is a success.
Hooray!
Oh my god, I scrolled down just enough to see the no talk I'm Angie, good day, then perish.
We have fun here at the Beast Fables podcast.
Yeah. So, you are looking around at tracks and you realize you're not going to really learn anything more. And then out of the corner of your eye, you spot a dormouse. or like the snout of a dormouse watching you from a nearby building, which then disappears behind a window.
Okay. She, like, I imagine that she's been like, blah, 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 beetle tracks, blah, blah, blah. Like, and Ludson's just like, yes. But, like, she instantly, like, stops and she reaches out a little hand to, like, touch Ludson to kind of get his attention. And then she like gestures to the window. She doesn't say anything.
Just the image of like Pipistrel being like blah 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 blah. Oh, quiet, Ludson. Someone might hear us.
Yeah.
Like, Ludson, shh.
Ludson, this is your fault.
So you're both made aware of like someone was watching you from a building near the riverbank.
I think you see kind of Ludson kind of snap out of a kind of weird little funk and just kind of comes back to it, I guess.
At this point,
like,
Balthazar, kind of, you walk back up a couple streets and then find them sort of like knee deep in the mud. Pipistrel is covered in mud. You left her alone for 5 minutes and she's covered in mud.
No, that's good. That's good. Mud is good. I'm very proud of her.
And you kind of walk over to them. So you're in the scene.
I delivered the message to Carod, and apparently I was bearer of bad news, and Carod got mad, and I actually got mad too, and now I'm sad.
I was gonna say, Ludson starts looking around for like evidence, and like looks at the Balthazar's like hammer, just curious if there's any like beast on the hammer.
Not that angry, Lutz, please.
Oh God! I just realized what you meant.
I'm civil. I'm a knight, not a butcher.
Just checking. That's unfortunate that they didn't receive the news too well.
That's a mole that we met outside of Willow Grace.
Yes, they're so kind. They're so nice.
Willowmoot. Well, it turns out that that mole stole, and I quote, my cut in the cut of the boy.
Oh.
And fled with it.
The boy?
Well, apparently this is not a child. This is just some other associate who they call boy affectionately. But irregardless, apparently this mole ran away with belongings or some manner of contributions that were not their own. And they left a very upsetting letter for Carod, and he threw a cup at me. Oh. And I tried to tell him to please not be rude, but he was very angry. I told him to have a good day, but I didn't mean it.
I think Pip is like, head full many thoughts, but she does take a moment to go over to Balthazar and just give him like a friend pat on the head, like there, friend. That's very upsetting
leave a smear
for you.
Of mud.
I leave a pat of mud on his head.
He enjoys this. He's a Mercury
Simba.
now. He just kind of shakes his head and says, I'm better now. It's just this town it's not well, and its denizens are also not well because of it. And I think it just makes me, I don't understand it. I don't understand how a place could be left to such destruction and disarray, and its people be left bereft and without a means of living a noble life. It's just making me very upset.
A few streets over, you hear, and it's a little distant, but it's loud. You hear a
what the fuck?
Oh my god!
It is
that
loud.
famous gorilla song, "Feel Good."
No, it is a seagull laughing.
Ooh,
bastard!
Like,
and
Is it laughing at us or just in general?
you don't know. And then you hear it again, and I'm not going to do it because I tried to do a seagull laugh, and you mocked me.
I'm sorry. No, I'm sorry.
It was better when I practiced. It was really convincing. And then, about 10, 15 seconds later, you see the quite large form of a seagull take off from somewhere else in the village and fly off southwards.
Does it have anything in its evil little clutches?
No, not that you can see. It's wearing some kind of a pair of satchels.
oh.
So if this is where we are, it's flying this way.
Oh, like that way.
This way.
Ah, that way. Oh, like directly south. Okay, sort of like really, really south then.
Satchels.
Why was it?
Like saddlebags.
Yeah,
but for
yeah,
a seagull.
Why
Is there
it
anyone on its
laughing?
back?
Yeah, there's someone watching it.
I want you to
Or
make a
writing
cunning
it.
roll for me, Balthazar.
No.
Oh,
No.
who has an
I,
auto? Who has an auto other?
Yeah, I will also help look. And
Okay, you have advantage.
Oh. Do I have to roll it or no? Okay, I'll roll
Yeah,
it. 'Cause
I think it's more fun if you roll it.
Yo! I got
Critical
it.
success.
Uh,
You instinctively think to look for someone concealed in the feathers to see if there's anyone riding on the seagull. You see a cousin, a frog, riding on the back of the seagull, nestled in one of the bags.
like a little lamb.
The seagull is like the seagull is close enough overhead that you can tell that the frog is wearing goggles.
That is adorable, and also so suspicious.
Well, I mean, honestly, I was just afraid that Carrot might be like flying away or something. But Balthazar kind of squints and says, "Why, one of my noble cousins is riding aloft that seagull. What a very strange mount to have, but I dig it, I guess. I wonder what that seagull was laughing about. I thought it might be laughing at my woes, but I think it was too far away to hear. But what if it was viciously mocking someone else? I cannot stand for that." Balthazar will go where it departed from and see if everything's okay. I know that you guys were, because nobody ever told him about the tracks, so he just thought that everybody's hanging out in this mud.
Oh no!
yeah.
Oh, bless him.
I feel like that just at this point, having like you look down and you're like, I'd like to flop in this mud. And you look down and you see the tracks and you think you're the first person to have seen them.
Oh, yes.
Lutson! Pipistrel! You will not believe what I've just noticed.
Is it the seagull?
No! But I also saw that, yes. But no, right here on the ground. It's tracks. They look like a giant beetle. An iron beetle.
Watson kind of like side eyes Pip a little bit and just kind of like you just see like his eyebrows kind of raising like a and he's like, "Oh, would you look at that?
How did you not notice
how
this?
did we-
You were here in this mud all this time?
How did we miss it?"
My
Oh,
friends.
you're so vigilant, Balthazar. You're so vigilant.
But I must be. As a knight, I have to notice these important things.
Yeah. Pip gives him another like celebratory head pat, like, "Oh, well done, Balthazar. I'm so happy that we would have never noticed."
I can't believe it. I'm usually not. I will admit sometimes I don't really notice things, but I suppose when it matters, I really come through.
Pip is just privately thinking to herself, like, we need to let him have this.
Yeah. I think that was like the same look that Watson was
like,
giving. It's just like,
she shares that look with him, like, yeah, we let him have this.
So, as like Balthazar, you're like, I've found the tracks for the beetle.
I found the clue.
The clue. You notice a little plover, which is sort of like a foraging bird. It's got a small, sharp beak, that's for like digging in mud for worms. It's roughly like mouse-sized, maybe a bit bigger.
They're very sweet.
Oh.
It has sort of like a brown collar in its feathers, so to speak, like as in the colors are colored that way.
Yeah.
The feathers are colored that way, and sort of like a white body, and accents of like red and brown. And it sort of very cautiously comes up to you as you're standing in the mud from the other riverbank. Approaches until you kind of notice that it's there, and it goes, "Hello, hello."
And Pip would turn around and wave hello in greeting. In a very friendly way. Covered in mud still, but no.
Yeah.
No, friend.
The plover, with its sort of like thin, wading legs, sort of like picks its way over the mud towards you, moving in short bursts of speed. And as you kind of wave, it sort of almost shies back a little bit.
Oh, it's okay.
I'm not quite sure why.
And then it doesn't mean any harm.
You're looking for a beetle, you said?
Yes, it's yes. Do you know which way it went?
Yeah. If you follow me, I can show you.
Sorry, no, where
it's
could we know that? But...
It's just over here. Yeah, it's just this way.
Oh, wonderful!
I think
It's sus as hell, but
Yep.
one of my traits is oblivious and poor foresight. So, one of my flaws for my two jobs is oblivious and poor foresight. So I'm combining them, and Balthazar's like, "That's very kind of you. I see you must be just as observant and perceptive as I am. Let's go."
Obliviously poor-sighted. Brilliant. Balthazar, you just start to walk off with this bird. Pipistrel, Pipistrel and Lutzen, do you follow?
Lutzen.
Yes. I think like Lutzen will look at Pip and just kind of. What about the dormouse?
Oh God, yeah. What?
Because the dormouse is sitting watching, but
yeah, I think Pip will kind of take another quick cautionary glance to the window where the dormouse was.
Yeah, we'll kind of both look back, I think, and
and
still
like,
there.
You both look back. The dormouse is watching you from the buildings. Its little snout poking out and one of the eyes looking.
Can I make a wee like insight or kind of some sort of give them some sort of look like can this bird be trusted? It's kind of like is this?
Do you want to try and read the bird's body language, not the bird, the dormouses?
Yes, I want to read. Yeah, I want to read what's going on.
Do you
want
to read the dippers? Not dippers. The plovers.
Plover. Yeah.
Plover. Oh, I didn't know it's called a plover. That's lovely.
Oh.
Do you want to read the bird's body language or the dormouse's body language?
I think the dormouse's body language, just to get a vibe on if this little bird can be trusted or like if they are.
That sounds like a willpower check. Because
Yeah.
it's hiding behind a window, you'll have disadvantage, or it'll be a
Can I
straight
use
roll
my
of 10
eye
or
for
something.
detail?
Yeah. Okay.
Lovely. Or from my new job, anatomical observation. Just to kind of get a track on like their.
Okay,
I guess,
that
kind of
feels
body
more
language.
like eye for detail is a bit of a stretch. I was going to let you have it, but yeah, no, anatomical detail I'd let you have. Sure, roll
Cool.
just a straight roll, and it's willpower.
That's a success.
A success.
Yeah.
You get the impression that this dormouse is watching you, and it looks afraid. It's not spying on you.
Yeah.
As you kind of look at it and cock your head slightly, it peeks. It kind of pops its head back behind the window.
Because I was kind of wanting to kind of like indicate to the mouse like nodding his head over towards the bird and kind of giving like a shrug. As can the bird be trusted?
Okay.
I mean, like trying to like look at them and see like, are they scared of us or are they scared of the bird?
As
and as we get off.
Balthazar starts to walk off with the plover, the kind of dormouse pops its whole head back out to kind of watch to see if you are following as well. And as Balthazar turns a corner with the plover, and you kind of give a shrug to the bird, to the dormouse even, he sort of
very, raise an eyebrow.
Very slightly shakes its head.
Oh, okay. And
And
Lutzon's gonna call out.
Was that even a question when the bird was like, yeah, sure, it's right over here.
This is true.
Mhm.
But I think Lutson's gonna just. Oh, Balthazar, I think you. 1 second, and we'll call out.
Well, apparently I'm around the corner
Or
now.
he already disappeared.
Well, that's what
Balthazar is
Brian-
disappearing around the
Like,
corner,
that's
and I'm going to
fine.
say that Balthazar's obliviousness
Yeah, that's
means
fair.
that you're probably like starting up a rousing conversation about worms. Did you know that I once had a worm pretzel?
Yeah.
Okay, I think Lutson will
what
just
is this?
pass on to
What?
Pip.
Yeah.
Turns out that if you deep fry something, it's much better. Sensible.
Lutson will pass on to Pip then, and just like,
Yeah.
this is suspicious. Pip, I don't like this. I feel like we're walking into trouble here.
Pip nods and like in agreement and says, "Yeah, I don't trust this bird."
The mouse gestures to you two in the mud bank.
Oh.
A little like come here motion with one of its paws, and then fully disappears from the window.
Oh no! What?
The mouse's house is in the opposite direction to where.
Yep, of course it is.
Oh, for
Yeah.
God's sake! Okay, so,
I think Lutson will scurry over really quickly, and he'll just like all fours just dash over
okay. If
and try and get a.
I think what Pip's gonna do, if Ludson's gonna go talk to the mouse, Pip is gonna follow Balthazar and the bird at
Yeah.
a slight distance, just to keep an eye on what's happening.
Yeah. Maybe hover at the
Okay,
corner so
so-
you can see both of us, you know.
Mhm.
Like if Balthazar is going over to this sort of like building over here, that's in light blue, Lutzen is going over to this building that's in purple.
Ah,
If that
Okay,
makes sense, like the different directions. There's not like an accurate scale. It's just like to give an idea of where you
Yeah,
are.
yeah. Okay, that's fine.
okay.
We're gonna start with Lutzen. Lutzen,
Okay.
you turn and scamper over to this sort of hut. It's like 2 stories, and the front door is boarded up. Actually, it's actually from the outside. It is boarded up, and then you sort of hear from the front door a little voice say, "Round the back," and then
Oh.
a little skitter.
Okay. Lutson will do as he's told, and we'll scatter around the back as well.
A window, you hear like a clunk, and a wooden, like slatted window opens up on a rusty hinge, and there is a rather bedraggled mouse on the other side of the window. It's small, but you could squeeze through. It seems more for ventilation than for like light, because it's on the back of the house, on like south facing.
Got you.
You are able to climb in the window if you want. And the mouse says, "You guys are in trouble. You need to go."
He'll just furrow his brow a bit, concerned, but acceptingly, and what happened here? What's happened?
And the kind of the mouse kind of peeps its head out of the window and looks around and says, "Get in or go away."
Okay. And he'll kind of like wriggle through and try and squeeze through.
So you squeeze through into the window, like your little legs kick,
Yeah.
and then you do
Yeah,
get in.
little bum wiggles and
The inside of the building is bare. Most of
Okay.
the shelves are empty. A table is just completely uncovered. One of the chairs is missing a leg and is kind of leaning against a wall. And the mouse says, "Everyone left a few weeks ago. This place is when the river dried up. The beavers went back to Brambledam, and then it all kind of started to run down from there. We haven't had much through here since the war, and bad people have come through. Bad beasts live here now. They're from the lock.
Oh.
They say they're from the teeth."
From the teeth? Do I know what the teeth are?
You think that the mouse is referencing the stone fangs, which is a ridge of rocks that poke out on the reach,
Right.
which is like the northernmost slope
Yeah.
of Locatrin and of the Bristley Woods region.
Okay. I think Lutson looks like very concerned. Have they just moved in? Have they just overtaken that? Why are you still here? You poor little soul.
I go, I won't make it anywhere. And there's so little food here to begin with. The rivers, there's no fish. They've all been eaten, and they're all captured up, in a lock. And there's barely any worms in the mud now. And I don't know why I'm here either.
Do these people have, or these beasts? Do they have a beetle? Did you see the beetle passing through?
A squirrel came through with a beetle, and they said to watch out for people who'd be coming after them. Like, is that you? Don't you yelling about a beetle, and now then I saw them move. There's another mouse bigger than me, and there's a frog with them, and a lizard and a newt. I got
all with them.
Big friend.
Oh boy. I think you see like Lutzen kind of straightens up a bit and like kind of looks off to the side, kind of distracted, and you can see his eyes kind of darting back and forth, just kind of processing like what it means.
Mm-hmm.
And they're all with these beasts from the fangs.
Yeah.
Or from the teeth.
From the teeth. They came in about 2-3 weeks ago, and they've been. Well, when the beavers left, most of the other animals started to pack up and leave as well. I mean, no point in having a little fishing village if no one's going to be fishing and the river's dried up. It's been like this
poor things.
for a while. And
well,
what's
are.
Bad?
We
you
are
guys
here.
need to go. I think you're in trouble.
That
That
beetle
plover, that plover. His name is Steenie.
Steenie.
I don't really know him, but he's not with them. But I think they've got his food too. I don't know. This is. Ooh. And the mouse kind of is like nervously grooming, like his ears. In like the way that like a rodent anxiously does.
Yeah. I think let's all put a kind of paws on both shoulders of the little dormouse, and
before you can actually touch the dormouse, like flinches away from you.
It's okay. We are here to chase after them, and the beetle that they have is not theirs.
The mouse, kind of like, because it's darted back, you haven't quite touched. Kind of like hops from foot to foot, and you see like their tail is twitching and the nose is twitching, and say, they haven't just got that seagull that flew off. They got a weasel. And the mouse then skitters back a little bit and says, look, either you can hide here, but well, actually no, I think you better go. You better get as far away from here as far. I didn't even speak to you. And then starts to go back towards the sort of like staircase that leads to the upper floor.
Yeah, of course. I won't reveal anything. You'll be safe, and we'll do our best. Yeah, Wilson's in just like a bit of a, like, he doesn't really know, kind of scatterbrained, bit of a panic, just not really sure what to make of all of this. But he's trying to be as reassuring as he can.
So if Lutzen doesn't quite know what to do, Fraser, what do you want out of this situation? What's like your ideal goal? Would you want to like do you wanna learn something? Do you want to reassure? Do you want to like?
I want to reassure that we're going to try and do our best, I think. But I think first of all, Lutzen's going to like reach into his pack and give some like of his rations to the little mouse. Probably just some like a few like the little candied seeds, and possibly just some like oats and stuff, and like we'll offer just or leave it on a wee table or something, just say like, look, take these for just now. Thank you for your help. Just tell me, I just want to find out, like, the seagull's obviously with them. Do you think it was was it a warning? With the seagull laughing?
Make a willpower roll and have advantage because you've offered food.
Yeah. Okay.
So 2 successes. So your question was, do you think it was a warning? And the
like, is it an ambush of some sort?
The dormouse kind of twitches and is looking really small and says, I don't know. I know that whatever your friend the toad said to that mole really made him really angry, and then he went and spoke to the seagull, and the seagull flew off. I don't know.
What does the mole do here? Is the mole part of their group?
I don't think so. I mean, he talks to him, but he doesn't stay with them. I think they know each other. His name's he doesn't tell us what his name is. I don't think. I don't talk to people much.
That's wise. You've been staying out of the trouble. That's smart. That's smart. Oh my god. Okay. God, that's a lot. It's like bandits have settled in. I don't know what else I want to try and get out of this conversation, really. It's just obviously knowing that like there's a whole band of them that have taken over. I guess lots more trying to ask, have they said what they want or anything, or have they just assumed control?
I think they wanna try and get the water back up through here, and they want to make this place into a dock, but there's already Lala's dock. I don't know why they'd want boats up here. They want to break the bridge as well. They said it's getting in the way. When that beetle came through, they broke one of the houses down into bits and then loaded it all up into the beetle. I think it was so... I've never seen a beetle that eats wood like that before or puffs that much smoke. It was scary. And they said... Well, I wasn't listening that much. I was mostly scared. It was so loud. But beetle went on towards Lala's dock, and that was the last I saw of it. And that was maybe, I don't know, 2 days ago.
Right, okay. Oh, shit sticks. Okay. Okay, I think Watson's just kind of taking it all in and will say, well, thank you. This is all very, very good to know. You've done the right thing. Stay out of trouble and stay hidden and stay safe.
So, as you have had this conversation...
Oh my god. Yeah.
With the Dormouse, we go over to Pipistrel and Balthazar. Balthazar, you stride towards this sort of larger storage barn, closer to the edge of the village. The plover leading you on, and you're talking a lot about worms, and the plover is not really saying much, but that's okay because you can carry a conversation. And the plover's, it's just in here. Yeah. And the plover kind of goes into the dark of this this sort of barn. Pipistrel, I want you to make a cunning roll for me. You are watching as you walk behind, or kind of a slight distance behind Balthazar.
Can I tag my no, that's my can I tag my floor? No. Can I tag my unassuming presence? So like I imagine the plover will be aware that I'm there, but like I am not perceived to be a threat. I'm just a little bat and I'm just here and I'm not doing anything. Okay. I'm not keeping an eye on where we are, etc., etc.
I'll let you have advantage, yeah.
Thank you. Oh, yay, good.
Complication of success, so you do as well as you can. You are watching. There are no other beasts around. You don't see anyone else watching from windows. You don't see any, like, or even hear, like, doors closing or windows. Like, you are now in a very empty part of the village.
That does not feel safe at all.
If you didn't have the confirmation before, the plover is very clearly scared.
Bad vibes.
Yeah, bad vibes. I feel like this plover is being blackmailed into doing this, and like if it's a plover, it won't be that big as well, so it'll be kind of like an unassuming bird. Yeah, I feel like at this point, Pip is like, I don't know if you're being blackmailed or not, but I do not trust you, like, one tiny bit. But she's gonna pretend like I'm just here with my friend Balthazar, and this is fine. But like,
what? I thought that she's a ways away? Because I already walked away with the thing with the bird when you.
yeah, I was
She's
like
like
that.
10 steps behind you, if that's...
Yeah.
In my head,
Oh,
that's what I
okay.
meant. Like, she's not, like, behind you, like, with you, but she is following you, so she knows where you are.
Yeah, gotcha.
Yeah, like I was not walking with you and the bird, but I was definitely walking close enough that I could like see you both and stay within reasonable distance. But like,
So,
yeah,
I'm going to say that Balthazar and the plover, called Steenie, walk into the barn. Do you go in with them?
No, I don't. I think Pip would say, because I think getting to the barn, you get more and more nervous. Like, this doesn't feel right. Like, I don't want to go underground where I can't fly and stuff with this plover that we don't know. I think she'd say, Balthazar, I'm so sorry. Just 1 minute. Do you mind if I just have a quick word with my friend before we follow you in? And she's trying to be all like smiley and friendly and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
You mean this plover over here? Oh, do you know each other?
So she kind of like, no, Balthazar, just a quick word with you outside.
Oh, with me? Oh, you're talking to the... I thought you were talking to me because you said, Balthazar, can I speak with my friend over here?
Oh,
That-
sorry,
the
I meant...
plover. Yes, of course.
Thank you for calling me out on that, sorry.
Balthazar turns to the plover and says, do forgive me for a moment. My friend has something she'd like to bring up with me. I will be with you in just a minute.
Mm-hmm. So you're at the threshold of the barn, and it's bright hot summer sun, so it's so dark inside you can't really see, and you kind of look and then turn away and go towards Pipistrel. You start having a conversation.
What is it, Pip? I mean, it feels like this hangar could be where that beetle is. This kind of plover was going to show it to us. What is it?
I think Pip would kind of like slightly take Balthazar, like turn them both away from the door so like the plover can't see their mouths, and just say sort of, I don't trust this bird at all. There's something very strange about all this. Do you not think, of coming and finding this and taking us to a barn, not really telling it, because we don't know the bird's name at this point. It's like we don't even know their name. We don't know who they're working for, and this town is abandoned. I don't think we should go into the barn like this.
Oh, you're right. We don't know its name. Excuse me. What is your name?
I'm gonna say as you say, excuse me, what is your name? You turn around and you see out of the shadow of the barn, a paw slips from the darkness, and then another paw, and they are
Is it red?
big. And
Oh, no.
A weasel on all fours slinks out of the barn
Oh God.
and then pounces over you. What do you do?
So
It is
I-
it is
I-
about to pounce towards or over you.
Balthazar, we've dealt with Mustillas before. This ain't good. He wasn't expecting this. He wasn't told there's a weasel. This bird didn't lie to me. He is going to just instantly go into night mode, unsheath his boar tooth hammer, and he's going to position himself so either if it's going to pounce on us, it will he can shield Pip, or he can move around to shield. Basically, he's like light on his feet to see where he has to position himself to protect Pip.
I am drawing for scale.
Oh.
No.
I
Wait, where is this happening?
What did you?
Oh wow. Oh, it's
What
like.
What
so
did
it's like-
you write? Smack him around the muscle. What?
Like, smack him around the pus, like the face.
Oh, the face.
Oh, the
Okay,
face.
good.
Oh.
Oh, okay, I understand. Yep,
I
never
had
mind.
previously misconstrued that and was just like, that's not.
Yep, no.
I didn't like that at all.
Oh no. Oh no. Oh wait. So God. So when you said this is a weasel, so this is like this isn't just
This
like
is
a weasel.
one of the
this is like a-
largest of the mustelids.
Yeah, so this will be like a mink
Yeah,
or something.
yeah, weasels are tiny. Weasels are like the size of like a little bigger than a rat or something.
Yeah, but geez, this is like a pine marten or something, or like
Yeah.
a
No,
like a
pine
like a
martens are the
polecat or
tiny
something.
ones. Pine martens
no,
are
No,
tiny.
no.
It's the other way
Weasels are
around. Weasels are little. Weasels are really really small.
Weasels can fit in your hand. Like
Yeah,
I've gotten
hang on,
my
let me-
terms mixed up. So pine.
you might be thinking of a ferret or a stoat, maybe.
ferret.
Like-
Ferret.
Oh, it's a ferret. Okay, yeah, that makes more. So like ferrets are like.
Sorry. That probably explains the reaction I wasn't getting from Lutzen when I said they've got a weasel. I meant a ferret.
Okay, makes sense.
I will copy paste this lovely size comparison to.
I always get them
Beast
mixed up.
Fables.
I don't know
It's
why, but
also-
I've always thought weasels were really big.
It's
yeah,
a
just
real.
also Fraser has no sense
Yeah.
of scale of animals, like, at all.
It's a real misnomer because everyone thinks that stoats are like massive when they're they are probably rat-sized. Weasels are probably no bigger than they're not that much bigger than pipistrelle, and then polecats are kind of bigger than that, and then like pine martens are massive. They are like they're nearly the size of like foxes or badgers.
Yeah, you got beech martens and
Yeah.
pine martens that are kind of that larger
But
scale. Size.
But it's like an accidental kind of it's an accidental sort of thing that it happens that people think weasels are like ferret sized. It's kind of like it's like a media thing.
Well,
It kind of just got a little
Whatever
bit.
it is,
There we go.
It is
It's
one
big
of the
and it's scary.
largest things or creatures. It's not large enough to be a bee moth, but it is big. It is as
hard.
big as it looks big, scary.
Oh no, I'm
it
scared now.
Is leaping. So Balthazar, you are what?
Balthazar takes out his hammer and stands in a protective Actually, you know what? I think he's going to rather than be laid on his feet, I take that back. He stands in a very like low center of gravity way so that if it passes on him, he will not get knocked down.
Okay. Pipistrelle, what do you do?
I think. Oh god. Pip is going to. She's going to use that bat instinct. She's going to. Where Balthazar is standing, she's going to like kick from her back feet and like propel herself backwards, like a kind of backwards leap, basically.
I want you to make a contested check. So I want you to roll cunning. And the whole pine marten, did we say?
Yeah, pine marten because
Ferret
it's huge.
or pine marten.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, ferret. There we go. Ferret. The ferret,
ferret.
is going to roll.
Yeah.
What should we call it? Blah blah blah. Vigor.
Oh, okay. Okay. Ooh, okay, that was a success.
Hi.
It rolled a 4 on a d10. You rolled a 4
On a d10.
on a d10. We have to roll again. It's time.
Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! I don't want to roll again. Yes! Oh, thank God! What a time for a
You got a
critical
critical success. It is like it pounces forwards and tries to catch you as you are bouncing back, and its claws like graze the front of your jacket. It leaps past you, Balthazar. It lands, having not pounced onto Pipistrelle, and then tries to like donkey kick you into the barn. I want you to make a vigor check for me, and I want you to make an advantage because you steadied yourself.
Yes, I'm just going to quickly refresh roll 20 because I'm not getting music and I really want music.
Oh,
for
the
this.
The music is very
good for
intense
this.
right now.
Yeah.
Am I-
Oh gosh, yeah, I hear it now. All right. That was a vigor check for me with advantage, you say?
Yes, because you steadied yourself.
Is this a contested one or just a regular?
Well, I've rolled it, so they've got an 8.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
My vigor is a D8, so nope.
Oh
Just
You
short.
have steadied yourself as much as you can, but it's just the size of it. It completely lifts you and like a clod of mud off of the ground, and then kicks you, flings you into the shadow of the barn. As your eyes adjust, you are just completely in darkness. Pipistrelle, you are flapping just above this ferret's head. What do you do?
Pipistrelle is going to fly into the barn where she saw Balthazar get kicked.
Mm-hmm.
She's gonna fly like down and around this like over its head and just like away as quickly as possible because she's airborne now, so she has that on her side.
I'm sorry.
Oh yeah, go ahead. What were you gonna say?
I mean, can Balthazar see Pip incoming?
Right now, your eyes are kind of just like, you're kind of blinded when you go from like a really bright space into a really dark space.
Yeah.
And also you've just like been turned head over heels, so you're a little confused. I would like you, Pipistrel, to make a cunning roll for me to try to dart away from this pine marten, and it's going to try and slap you out of the air.
Oh, okay.
It rolled a 2, you rolled a 7, you beat it. You
My God.
go over its head, dart between its like outstretched paws as it sort of like rears back and tries to smack at you, and you dart into the barn. You are now blinded as like you've gone from this intense bright space and you're now acclimatized to light. Being in darkness, your dark-sightedness, it's kind of gone. And you are kind of flapping around. I want you to just make a straight cunning roll for me.
Okay. Oh, I'm rolling well today, thank God.
Yeah.
You flap around and you let out an instinctive squeak, and that alerts you that you're about to fly into a beam. Instead, you fling your claws out, catch onto it, and start to sort of like half hang from a beam on the ceiling of this barn.
Hooray!
The ferret turns round and kind of like not scrambles, but quickly goes to block the doorway with its massive furred frame. As your eyes adjust, you turn and notice that there is a lizard sitting on a crate on the opposite from the door, looking at you, Balthazar. It's...
Oh, wait, I'm the one who notices?
Yes, because your eyes adjust first.
Oh, I didn't... Okay, I didn't realize that you're talking to me, sorry.
I'm going to
okay.
quickly draw out just like a really just quick layout of like what the barn's like right now. So if this is the barn, and this is the door here, the ferret's here, Pipistrel and Balthazar, you are in the barn. There is a lizard sitting calmly on a crate, looking at you from the door. There is also a... Pipistrel, your eyes start to adjust, and you notice on like a second level where more stuff could be stored, like ringing round the top of the barn, there is a dormouse sitting on its haunches, looking at you, holding a rather thin but nasty looking knife.
Oh no!
And there is a newt, sort of like in the opposite corner. Also like poised and ready. This one is holding a crossbow.
Oh my God.
Which is not something you've really seen before. Animals don't tend to fight with weapons.
Well, not ones like that, no.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I'm just saying we have to get rid of these things so I can get the crossbow. That's all I want.
Lots of
That's
other
like
crossbows are
weapon
dangerous
upgrade.
Weapon.
The
Level up.
cowering next to the lizard is the plover, which I'm not going to mark on the map, and all the plover does is kind of look at you with a really sorry expression.
Oh no.
Balthazar's, I imagine, I know that he's technically, his back is to the light, but when he looks up, those golden toad eyes kind of gleam, and he looks at, like, as he sees the lizard and sees the plover, he looks at the plover, I'm going to, out of, like, roll, just tag the unexpectedly menacing, as he, like, you know, as he's gonna right himself, he's gonna, like, start getting up, knee, one arm, slams the hammer down to, right himself up, and he's going to, then put the hammer into his other hand, like, to hold it two-handed, at this point, the ferret is, like, does it look like it's coming into, like, attack, or is it just blocking?
The ferret,
Yeah.
So as you I'm going to say that the events pan out like this. I want you to make a cunning roll for me for an awareness of your surroundings.
Ryan.
If you want to describe it as something else, I might let you roll a different dice. But that's you are being aware of your surroundings. That's the roll I'm asking.
I think I would like to tag Vigor as his kind of night training, as he's like low to the ground, centering himself, and he's kind of going over the training that he's had in fighting against multiple opponents, where he kind of like he keeps his side to the lizard, but also is looking around to see where the other danger is coming from. This is like kind of his training kicking in, rather than like instinctive improvisation.
Okay. Do you want to tag anything? Do you think you could tag anything?
I'm thinking. I don't think in.
We're gonna say no. I want you to make a vigor roll for me.
I looked at one thing, but I'm like, I don't want to use it up just yet.
Ooh.
Vigor. Not good. Not a good day for Balthazar.
You are about to heft the hammer really menacingly, and then thunk, a bolt smacks into the packed turf at your feet. Not into you, but like at your feet. And you dart your head up, and you notice the newt with the crossbow, and they are like, like winching it back up. It's got like two like wheels that allow it to be like winched up quickly. And then the lizard on the box goes, "That's enough of that, isn't it?"
Oh my god.
Balthazar
Put
is
that
sorry.
down, says the lizard.
Balthazar kind of sees, this shooter, sees the ferret, sees the lizard. He's not going to let go of his hammer, but he's going to kind of like flip it upside down and like plant it into the ground. And the lizard said, what is the first thing that the lizard said? That's enough?
That's enough of that. Put that down, in reference to your hammer.
So he puts the hammer down and says, I would agree that's enough of that. I'm quite wary of being threatened all day today. And he looks at this lizard with those angry golden eyes, and says, and kind of glances at the plover and looks at the lizard, and says, "This town is visibly quite unwell, especially with beasts like you at its helm. It seems. What is going on here?"
I want you to make a willpower roll, because you're trying to be intimidating.
I would like to tag my unexpectedly menacing.
I'm gonna say it's a straight roll, because if you didn't have it, I wouldn't let you make the roll, if that makes sense.
Then I would like
so,
to
this is like a special bonus roll.
Well, then, if I can special bonus roll on top of that, Aspiring Mud Fury.
Okay, yeah, sure, go for it.
Fuck yes.
He has mud on his head as well.
Yeah, the mud has like dropped down to look like those like a Braveheart like markings.
Yeah, like
on his
war
face.
mask, kind of like.
Yes.
I love it.
Which the Mud Furies do. So it's like a dark silt. So it kind of looks like that now. They was so close to a crit. I'm so mad.
So that's a 3 and 11. That's a success. You do as well as you can. I'm gonna say that you're able to get all of that out and to have that presence in the room. The lizard doesn't speak over you. It does unfold its legs and then kind of like rest its long, wide head in its hand and looks at you. You notice that it's got a red bandana around its neck.
Like
and it has a belt woven out of like cloth, and it has some various like tools and bits of metal on it. And it kind of looks down at you. And there's a very tense moment, and then it says, "I don't have to answer your questions. I don't have to do anything. This is your only chance. Turn around and get the hell out of here."
I think Balthazar, he kind of glances up at Pipistrel, who's still like, did they notice Pipistrel or no?
Yeah, do they know
yes,
I'm
they seem
hanging
to
on
have
the beam right
noticed
now?
you.
Dang, okay.
You kind of look around and Pipistrel's hanging on like an overhead beam that's one of the supportive beams for like the thing.
Yeah. Well, I think Balthazar, because like he, it's not like he wanted to stay in this town. Because his reasoning right now is like, I'm being treated very rudely. These people want me to get out. I didn't even want to stay here.
So for like the context that like your character would have, you get the impression that they know that you're following the beetle, and what they meant, or like I would clarify it to say, get the hell out of here, turn around, and go back where you came from.
Oh.
Balthazar, I think like his brow furrows, and he says, well, we've traveled quite a long way to get here. I don't think that we are wishing to turn around just yet. Seems there are more questions to be answered, and more wrongs to be righted, he says, looking at the lizard very intensely.
So, Lutzen, what are you doing right now?
Oh God, I think that it's not after having the conversation. Will
Yeah,
just be
like
kind
your
of,
conversation has ended with.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think he'd be quite like hastily trying to get his way back and find them, and he kind of knows roughly the direction that Balthazar went, and we'll just kind of start walking there, or walking hastily, we'll say.
So, are you running or are you walking? Like, are you going fast? Or are you going sneakily?
I think he's kind of like speed walking to get there, but like as soon as when it becomes unknown territory where he's not seen where Balthazar went necessarily, he'll start kind of going a bit slower to kind of sneak in, and just in case, knowing that
I
it's
feel
not
like
going
you
to go
can
well.
tell what's happening because you can hear like the muffled like
I feel the
war
closer you get,
cry
it's
of like
more-
Balthazar and stuff.
Yes.
I'm gonna say you peek round a corner near the building. So maybe like if this is the barn, maybe like there's like another building here, and there's like a doorway and stuff. And Lutzen, you are here. Hang on, my mouse is being.
I'm not seeing any of the things, and my mouse is being weird. Hold on. Oh, beans.
Are you seeing this?
Hold on, my mouse is being weird. There we go. That's it now. Yes.
So like you're kind of like round a corner. You're looking into the barn. You see like the back of the end of the ferret, and you're like, oh no, a ferret! Totally meant ferret, not weasel. And what you hear next is a voice that's unfamiliar to you. It's the lizard, and it's just shame. Charger, get him! Balthazar, you spin, but you kind of turn, and with the corner of eye, you notice the ferret is about to pounce on you. And that is where we're going to end today's episode.
No!
Yes! See, I feel the next thing that will happen is, Brian, that laugh that you gave would have been perfect if you said, and Balthazar is just like, I fought boars!
What are you? What are you if nothing but a sad excuse for a beast?
What is a god to a non-believer?
Oh my God.
Oh, wow.
If you could make a god bleed. Very good.
God.
Very good.
Okay.
What a session! Wow.
I was not
my
expecting like a
God.
whole like rundown bandit camp.
Yeah, that went from 0 to 100. Like,
I'm be real,
jeez.
because last session was so like we're wrapping up. It's
Yeah.
like, oh, we're moving, and I was kind of like, I hope maybe we'll like talk to some like guy today. We'll see what happens. That went from 0 to 100. That was great. I really like that.
that was so fun.
I'm also just glad that my character gets to have the flaws of being oblivious and poor foresight. So he's just like, yes, I'll go with you and walk into this trap.
Yeah, it's really good.
That was
That
so
was
fun.
the minute you tagged that. I'm very grateful. That's great. Okay, so a little quick wrap up of the scene. I feel on reflection, the prompt was undone.
Balthazar is becoming undone. Yes.
Aren't you guys
Gonna
happy
get
I made you choose
flayed
that one?
alive by this ferret.
Me oh my.
Mm-hmm.
And I, for one, am excited.
Oh god, me too.
So, undone in the context of this was your progress coming undone. It was getting distracted by side things, which was Lutzen running off to talk to that dormouse, talking to the plover, as opposed to following the tracks out of the village, going on little side curiosities. So, how do people think they acted? Pipistrel, do you think you acted... What do you think your actions were like?
What
were the traits,
quality?
Yeah.
Was it like pride? No, what was
God.
it? You know?
Yeah. Sorry, I completely forgot. It's my own game and I forgot to say. So, the theme that you had was... It's in the book, and I had it, and the cards were there, and we chose it. It was ego. Envy, ego, and empathy. So, the tags for... there it is. For empathy are approach, consider, feel, imagine, listen, relate, and sense. And then for envy, it is argue, begrudge, blame, contend, denounce, ignore, shame, spite.
I think I can safely say that Valthi was the ego, like the like, you know, he got angry at Karad, he got angry at this town, he decided to just go off with the bird, and even the whole like I found. Well, actually, that was the others were just enabling him, but they're like, oh, I found these tracks. Whoa.
Yeah.
So I think he was acting in Vice.
I think it was like the question of like not that you were necessarily enabled, but the I found these tracks. How come you didn't fire them already? Go on.
Yeah.
Come on, you have to do all the work
and
here.
I feel like with that like battle cry of like, I've killed balls, what are you? That's very big ego,
good.
big envy, like I'm gonna take what you have. You think you can
Yeah.
fight me?
I'm not stuck. I'm not stuck in here with you. You're stuck in here with me.
Yeah.
Oh my
Very
god.
good.
Okay, Lutzen, how do you think you acted this session?
I think the opposite. I think it's so what was it, envy and empathy? I think a bit more empathic. I think Lutzen was much
I feel
more
like you matched up with some of the words like approach, imagine, listen, relate. Like you left food, you tried to understand the situation from the Dormouse's
Very
perspective. Yeah, so I think you
I
stay
think
in
like
virtue.
spotting the beetle was very much a like, oh shit, it's here. Like, oh, it's close by. Like realizing like, oh, like is this the effect of what I created, kind of thing.
Virtue is also taking a step back and looking at different perspectives, and I think it was interesting that like you were considering like the ramifications of what a beetle could do here as opposed to say at Brambledam or elsewhere.
Yes, absolutely.
So you're going to stay virtue. Pip, what do you think you were doing this session?
I think I am kind of straddling the line in between at the moment. I think finding the beetle and like, you know, tracking it and getting really excited and like sort of yelling things in Ludzen's face was more in Vice, but you know, she was also very aware of like how Ludzen was like feeling. She kind of noticed the dormouse. She was trying to like help and, you know, track the beetle because it's the right thing to do. So I think I'm kind of neutral today. I think I've because I don't think I was either. I don't think I was I don't think I was Vice or Virtue strongly enough to be either.
I think you had you know, efforts of both. It could have been like Vice if you were like, if you had actively just gone around to, I think this is a trap, we're not going with you, to like Glover, because that would have been, you wouldn't have. That would be like an absence of empathy for the situation that was going on.
But she saw the plover was scared. Yeah.
Yeah. You tried to get more information before you made your decision. That's kind of like the definition of balance. That's using both paradigms to really go there. So I think you're balanced.
Yee.
So you get a question in terms
Yay.
of action. What would the outcome of a certain action be?
I don't want Balthazar to die.
Well, that's why you ask. Will Balthazar die?
Oh god.
Imagine if I was just like, honest answer, sure, yeah.
Oh god, the end of Beast Fables. No.
Well, the end of
I wouldn't
Balthazar
want to play
Fables.
anyone.
Yeah, the end.
No, you know what? You know what I would do? I would come back as Greer and take my revenge.
Oh my god.
That'd be
She would
so
already
cool.
hate ferrets, so she'd just be like,
Oh my god.
Time for knives.
Yeah. No, my brain just went into this whole thing of like, all of Blueberry Pond chips in to hire a tanner to avenge.
Oh my god!
No! Fuck! I play as Squire Blueberry Pond Manus the Wolf.
Oh my god,
I was gonna say, why would they hire a tanner when you could be a wolf?
Yeah, exactly.
It'd be so great, because anytime we have like a stealth mission, you're like, I can't sneak into a tree, I'm a wolf.
Yeah, I am huge.
However, whatever we are hiding from, I can eat it.
This is true.
I roll for eating.
Yeah, is anything
Yes.
really a contest if you're a wolf?
Roll for
Roll
snack.
for
feast.
chomp.
Roll for snack.
Well, I guess it's like it's if it can dart out of your mouth in time.
Well, then I'll just snack again.
Big fight game.
Keep snacking. On that note, we are gonna end the episode. I am Brian. I have been your narrator today. I run Dungeons on a Dime, an entry-level tabletop role-playing game publishing imprint. We work with some amazing illustrators and artists on some really beautiful projects. We have been playing Adventures on a Dime, which is available for free on Roll20. You can also get it from the Dungeons on a Dime website, which is going to show up on our screen in just a little second. People on the stream can see it, unfortunately, not our players. But yeah, this is the Dungeons on a Dime website. It's new and swanky. You can find all sorts of really cool things in there, including the Vice and Virtue physical pre-order. The book is ready, is in print production, so this is your chance to get the rules that we've been playing with, such as the encounters, the cards, the Vice, the Virtue, the reflection afterwards, all of that, and more in this wonderful book. That's 140 custom encounters, including the one that we played today. So you can get that for £20, and that pre-order is available. You can also get the PDF for much cheaper. It is available. And you can get the Adventures on a Dime rules if you just go to the game section of the website. Look, there it is, Adventures on a Dime. You can just download it straight away. There's even a custom character sheet if you want to use it offline and just print that out and go ahead. That's amazing. Yeah.
Nice.
I have been playing with three wonderful illustrators, Ver, Atlanta, and Fraser. Do you want to reintroduce yourselves real quickly? Starting with Ver.
Very quickly, PBCBS everybody, I'm Ver. You can find me on Twitter on Verface at twitter.com or on Tumblr Sticks and Sharks. You can also support me on Patreon at Verface. Additionally, today is the last day of our Kickstarter for Kid Press 2021 comic collection, and you should back it because there's a lot of really cool art and comics by indie, Scottish, local comic artists. And if you want to have a wonderful time reading some fantastic stories, you should support it. You only have 24 hours left. Quick, do it now. Thank you, Brian. Thank you, Atlanta and Fraser, for this opportunity to play with you. And I'm excited to play next week.
I did not realize you guys have raised £32,000. That's fucking incredible.
I really hope, because we kind of did like low-key, like, hey, who wants to bet how far we can get or how much money we can raise? And I just said, shoot for the stars, 35,000. So we need to raise $1,000 more dollars in the next 26 hours.
If anyone has 3,000 quid that they just want to chip in, that'd be fab. I have pledged for all of the comics because I am so excited for everything coming out of this. Please. It's on the screen right now. Have a look. It's just gorgeous. They're like
increase my reward, honestly.
Yeah. Like there's just it's so pretty. Next up we have Atlanta.
Hello, I am Atlanta, a small peanut in your ear, otherwise known as Alpaca Scribbles on Twitter, Alpaca Scribbles on Instagram, and Alpaca Scribbles on Patreon. I promise I will relaunch it soon. I have commissions available right now. I'm trying to just kind of make it as an artist in general. Any support, like retweets and love and just saying nice things about my art on the internet makes a huge difference. I would be very grateful. Thank you, Brian, for a wonderful game. Thank you, Ver and Fraser, for just being just wonderful best friend people. And I love you both, and I love this game. And yay! Thank you.
And last up, not least, we have Fraser, and on screen we are seeing the badly behaved burrowing badgers bother backwater beekeeping beavers, the adventure that we are releasing today on Patreon. I just need to finish the front cover, but he's putting some great videos for it. Fraser, please say hello.
Hi. That's it. No. Hi, I'm Fraser. I am a badly cut mullet, and I am also...
Oh my god!
Which you can't see the camera, but you would see a badly cut mullet. I'm also an illustrated character artist of sorts. You can find me online under the alias of Lostastronaut, streaming, do Twitter, Instagram, all that kind of stuff. And you can also support me on Patreon at patreon.com/lostastronaut. Thank you everybody for doing things. playing the game. Thank you, Brian. Thank you, Ver. Thank you, Atlanta. Yeah, it's been fun. It's been good. I am terrified for our next session.
Me too.
Thank you, everyone.
We're
We're going to see if our wonderful beasts survive their intrepid journey into the Barn of Darkness. We'll see you next week.
Bye!
Can't wait to die!
Yay!